Hey everybody, Savannah here. We're back with an extremely special video. I have Rabah here from TripleWhale, and we're going to dive through all the things that TripleWhale can do to help improve your TikTok reporting and attribution. This is a tool that I use for all of my TikTok clients, and I think it's a must-have tool if you're going to be running ads on TikTok. As we all know, the attribution on TikTok is far from perfect, but TripleWhale is really there to fill the holes in that. So I have the true TripleWhale expert here to show us all the cool things that TripleWhale can do for advertisers. I'm going to jump in too and explain favorite things that I like about this tool and ask questions. I'm sure I'm also going to learn a ton more about all the cool features they're coming out with to help TikTok advertisers. So, hey, Rabah, welcome to the course.
Hey, Savannah, thanks for having me. Yeah, so just kind of quickly over what we'll go through is we'll show you. So we have two products. We have TripleWhale and TripleWhale plus Pixel. And so we'll go through what the TripleWhale plus Pixel product can do in terms of tracking your ROAS on TikTok. And then we'll show you the post-purchase survey integrations, as well as showing you TripleWhale proper on how to look at some channel agnostic metrics as well. Because just by nature, you might have some things slip through, but you want to make sure that your marketing ecosystem is getting credit for those conversions.
And I just want to mention too, for those who are advertising on Facebook, Google, Snapchat, like TripleWhale reporting and the Pixel can help with all of that, with not only the reporting dashboards, if you're looking at your company metrics, or if you're an agency and you want to easily show clients how are all these channels performing. So I use it across channels, but I think particularly for TikTok, it's helped with attribution a lot. So I'm excited to see everything that Rabah's going to be presenting today.
Perfect. So let me pop open the tab and we'll jump in. Okay, cool. So this is what your Triple Pixel page will look like. So you'll have all of your, as Savannah said, all of the channels. So that's one of the cool things about the Triple Pixel is that before you would have these cameras. So, a couple of years ago, channel metrics are actually fairly decent to buy off of, but they were all still different cameras. So if somebody touched a Facebook ad, a Klaviyo ad, and then a Facebook ad again, there'd be three conversions essentially for only really one purchase. And so Triple Pixel gives you actually a unified camera system, which one of the things, kind of digressing, but one of the things I'm really excited about. So let's look into the actual TikTok camera here. And so what you'll do in terms of the implementation is it's pretty simple. You'll just throw a couple scripts on your site in terms of your Shopify and then your checkout, and then you'll use a UTM structure. We have a UTM builder over here that's really easy peasy. You just copy and paste, and off you go into your ads manager. And so once that's in, you'll start getting data. You'll actually see the live data here. Obviously, the customer data is obfuscated, and you'll see the live orders roll in. You'll also have this overlap graph as well to see where there's other touch points happening. But ultimately, where a lot of people are getting value is being able to see kind of a true ROAS from your actual participation in the sale. And so if you see here that triple ROAS, and another thing that I guess I should be clear too, just because Triple Pixel isn't always going to be higher on TikTok, mostly is because TikTok's trash. But when you use it on Facebook or your other channels, it's not about being higher or lower. It's about giving a true, accurate representation of the participation of that sale. And so that's what we're seeing a lot more with. But as you can see here, the TikTok ROAS versus the Triple Pixel ROAS is just worlds apart. And so you're going to want to scale, and you're going to want to push money through these campaigns, and it's going to be really helpful in that sense. Another thing that you can do here as well is you can add in different columns. So you can see things like cost per email sign up. You can see things like cost or gross profit, which is pretty crazy. Since we know your COGS, we can show you that. New customer ROAS, new customer revenue, new customer AOV. So there's all these kind of really unique data cuts that you can get out of this without not having to worry about should I scale or should I not scale, because this is going to again show you that true participation in the sale. And then two, you're going to get a really robust, if you actually click into these little accounts, or excuse me, into the ROAS, you'll see the customer journeys actually pop up. So you can feel that trust and have that verifiability of that these aren't just made up numbers. And so it's been a really, really big boon for a lot of people trying to scale, such as Savannah, where you start to spend big budgets and you need to make sure that those budgets are being compensated for in terms of the ROI. Another cool thing that the Pixel do outside of just this robust channel metrics, we'll bring in post-purchase surveys as well. And so this particular client doesn't have any post-purchase surveys currently, but what you'll have is another channel there for Inquire Labs is one of our preferred partners, and they're fantastic. The integration's super easy peasy, and you'll be able to see that right in your attribution window as well. So a lot of really cool things in terms of that, but ultimately just being able to see proper channel metrics and being able to see a more representative ROAS has been just a really, really big help. Another cool thing is, and I'll kind of just wrap up around that, is it's all available on the mobile app as well, where TikTok ads on mobile are pretty much, you pretty much can't access the data, or it's very, very difficult, and it's a horrible experience.
I can relate to that. I just want to echo like how cool this is, because a lot of the brands I work with or brands that I talk to that are starting out with TikTok ads, they're really just looking at like TikTok's dashboard reporting. And they're like, I'm at like a 1X or below a 1X. And they're looking at GA and they're like, we're not driving any sales through TikTok. And I think that's where brands are giving up on TikTok too early, when actually they are, I hear this a lot. They're driving a lot of traffic to their site through TikTok, but they're like, we're having no conversions. Like, well, how are you looking at conversions? Like, well, we're looking at the dashboard. Like, I'm optimizing for a complete purchase, and my complete purchase ROAS on TikTok is a 0.5. So we're unprofitable. And I try to point them to like, well, TikTok's attribution is so incredibly limited, especially now with all the data privacy stuff from iOS 14.5. Even before then, it was very limited. It always operated off of like a same session click. So if you are just looking at TikTok attribution, like you really are going to give up on TikTok probably in your first week. And then you're going to say, well, this was a waste of time, move on with your life. But I think it's also recognizing not only that TikTok's attribution isn't going to capture everything, but it's a multi-touch channel, which means that people are going to come through on your TikTok ads. You're going to drive a lot of traffic through your TikTok, but there's going to be a good amount of people who are still going to want to scroll through their TikTok videos and just waste their day watching videos rather than going. Nicely put. So what I'm seeing in a lot of clients is that we're getting traffic that comes through on TikTok, but people actually don't purchase until they get retargeted with a Facebook ad, or they go on Google and they get a Google ad, or they type in organic. And that's where the TripleWhale Pixel ROAS is pulling in those extra data points of someone who came through on TikTok but ended up purchasing because of this channel. That's why I love that channel overlap tool, because you can see where that overlap is. And then like if you look at this example, you can see the campaigns are actually doing great when you look at it more holistically in terms of how is the cheap traffic I'm driving through on TikTok playing into my other channels like Facebook and Google. So I think I just wanted to echo how important that was and how easy the setup is too. I know it may sound daunting, like I had to put pixel information on my site and do this with UTMs. Really all that means, especially for Shopify, is you're going to put a piece of code on your site in the back end. It will take you less than 2 minutes. And I'm sure TripleWhale has really clear instructions on how to do that. But I've just been able to figure it out by clicking around. And in terms of the UTMs, essentially when you launch your TikTok ads, you're going to put the UTM at the end of your link. And I can share some examples of what that looks like too. So it's a little piece of code that TripleWhale will give you. Yep, right there. So you'll have www.yourwebsite.com, and then you just add that to the end of your URL. And then every click that person makes, once they click on the ad, is now going to be tracked through TripleWhale. So it's super easy to set up, and you get such great reporting dashboards with TripleWhale, and it's really helped validate to me to be able to scale and my clients, because I'm not just flying in the dark and trying to convince clients that a 0.5 ROAS on Google Analytics is acceptable. I'm like, no, I know that's not what you're used to seeing on other channels, but when you're looking at it more holistically and you understand that TikTok attribution is limited and that the customer journey is long and it takes multiple touch points, and then to Raba's point, putting in the Inquire survey data into that too, which you can also see through TripleWhale, which is awesome, of someone who has self-reported that they came through on TikTok. So he's kind of using all three. You're using Google Analytics and what TikTok's saying, which is the most limited. You're going to use what TripleWhale is saying in terms of how all the touch points works together. And then you're also going to look at Inquire, which is people self-reporting, I came and purchased from you because of TikTok. And you look at all three to make a decision of, is this channel working for me? And then Robbo, I would love for you to dive into a bit deeper, unless you have any other points on what I'm saying, about looking at things more holistically in terms of like a site-wide ROAS. I know MER is something that a lot of brand marketers talk about. And that's something that I talk about a lot with my TikTok clients, is like, how can we measure performance on the site more about profitability and overall, like a big picture way, as we're scaling money on TikTok, making sure that all of our other metrics are looking good so that we're not just pouring money into something that might not be profitable.
Yeah, no, super eloquently put. I would just put a bow on that too about the TikTok and or the post-purchase surveys, TikTok attribution, triple pixel. So what we try and do is synthesize all these different data points about the same thing to really triangulate on what the truth is, right? It's almost like a murder investigation. Instead of talking just to one witness, we want to talk to as many witnesses as possible and then synthesize that into an actual participation or attribution model versus just willy-nilly giving people credit. So yeah, I love that. And then, yeah, I would love to jump into kind of what you were talking about at that holistic level, because that's exactly how we think of marketing at TripleWhale, is the same way that you're describing, is a marketing ecosystem, if you will. And so this is on the summary page. So behind the, this is actually our most used feature. And then if you do have the pixels are second most used, and then the creative dashboard. But what the summary page is it's giving you all these different data points blended. It's comprised of different sections. Each section is comprised of little tiles. You can have whatever tiles you want in there. You can make custom metrics as well. So some people like to have net profit per order. Some people like to use just different unique metrics, and you can grab those. But this is how I have it set up, and it's kind of in Savannah's vein of thinking as well, of those kind of channel agnostic metrics. And so we have a little thesis called 3 ROAS to rule them all. And so we have this first metric here called MER, or we call it ecosystem ROAS, but ultimately it's just your total sales over total ad spend. So as a media buyer, I care about 3 things. I care about effectiveness, I care about efficiency, and I care about profits. What this metric's going to tell you, it's going to tell you how effective are my ads. And so the way you would read this is, for every ad dollar spent, I'm generating $12.02 in revenue. Super important metric. This is also a great metric to pace off of. So for example, if you have a client that says they want to make $100,000 this month, and you can only spend up to $10,000 to make that $100,000. Well, then you know this metric right here needs to be a 10. And then if it's under a 10, you're overspent. And if it's over 10, you're underspent. You need to spend more. So really important metric. Awesome. But again, as looking at across the ecosystem, you also need to see how is the long-term health of the ecosystem. So paid media is expensive. And so paid media, you want to bring more people into the fold, mostly in prospecting. And so what this is going to show you is new customer ROAS. So it's going to show you the efficiency of your ad dollars. And so this is taking your new customer revenue divided by total ad spend. And so Shopify bifurcates their customers into new customers and returning customers. We're just taking that new customer revenue. Really big, important metric. This is the kind of the canary in the coal mine, if you will. Because what can happen sometimes is you'll have a really high MER, and you're just reactivating kind of the people that are already in your ecosystem. And those people are going to have an LTV ceiling. There's only going to be so much you can get out of it. So what happens is you're just going to start wringing a dry towel. And so to make sure you don't get into that situation, you can monitor this new customer ROAS fairly easily. And then the last one to complete the trio is profit on ad spend. It's ultimately the contribution margin, but it's just the gross profit over the total ad spend. And why this is important is it's going to tell you, how are you putting the right ad dollars behind the right products to generate profitability for the business? Again, going back to paid media, it's expensive. And so you want to put it behind high margin products. Low margin products are just going to give you those diminishing returns. And then that pretty much comprises all 3 of the ROAS. And then we give you another cut of MER. This is just going to be a percentage representation. And so what this is going to show you is total ad spend divided by total sales. And so this is the way to read this is 8% of revenue was spent on paid media today. And so you can also have different look back periods. We have up to 365 days. And then we also give you guys the deltas here. So if you choose, say, this month, it's going to show you the percentage delta versus February 1st, versus the 27. And then there's a bunch of other cool stuff you can throw in there. Your Shopify's, if you do operate at the net profit level, customer mix, Klaviyo, your TikTok would go right in here. Any of your channel metrics. So yeah, it's super easy peasy, and all these are customizable as well. You can also make a really quick report. So if you need to send over any section, you can just click this section URL, copy this URL, and nobody needs an account, nobody needs anything, authentication. So be careful because you're going to send that. But what it'll do is it'll take a snapshot of these reports and then send that out, or you can send out an actual report as well. So for your TikTok reporting or what have you at the account level, you can see all that together. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's the summary page, and it gives you, again, those 3 really important heuristics on the health of your marketing ecosystem. And to Savannah's point as well, because if you don't have the triple pixel plan, if you just have TripleWhale but not TripleWhale plus pixel, you won't have access to that attribution page, but you'll still have access to the summary page, and you can show your clients like, hey, we're making more money for every ad dollar we're spending. Like, TikTok is working. I don't care what TikTok's saying, we're printing more money. And so that's a really cool talking point as well.
Another thing I really like for my TikTok clients is the automated reporting. So what I have set up in my TripleWhale reports is that every day it will send my clients a report on our daily store metrics as well as daily TikTok metrics so that they can be in the loop. And I also connect it to my Slack so I can see daily and weekly breakdowns of how the ads are trending and how they compare to the previous week. So I know for a fact my clients really value getting that TikTok reporting. And I think I've tried so many reporting tools over the years. Rava and I were just talking about some of them that we've had some frustrations with in the past, how difficult it is to set up. TripleWhale is so easy. Like, I can literally set up a new client on TripleWhale in 2 minutes. I just click to connect to TikTok, click to connect with Facebook. And all of a sudden, all the metrics are on this beautiful dashboard. I can set up the reports and it's essentially set and forget. Now all my clients just think I have like the coolest reporting system ever. They could check it on their phone, on their mobile app. And it just looks so professional. So I'm more speaking to people who are client facing and are planning to do TikTok ads for clients, but this has been so easy and like the best dashboard for TikTok. And also to what Rabo was saying about like the site-wide ROAS, that's something that I really talk to a lot of my TikTok clients about, because as we know, in this ecosystem of iOS 14.5, every channel is under attributing. But at the end of the day, all we're trying to do is make sure, as we're scaling up on paid media, is our overall revenue scaling at the same rate, or are we just spending more and not seeing the same return? And that's what I like to monitor when I'm planning to scale my TikTok ads. Like, if I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to start spending an extra $1,000 a day on TikTok, am I seeing that revenue like actually on Shopify come through as incremental to what I was spending before? Or am I spending an extra $1,000 a day and my overall revenue stayed the same? Then I know, okay, that $1,000 isn't working. So especially for TikTok, when it's a new channel, it has its pros, which of course we've talked about over this course, is that it's cheap, it's effective, there's people ready to shop, but it has its cons. It's harder to track. And because it's harder to track, I actually think that's a competitive advantage for brands for the reasons I said before. Because people are giving up on TikTok and they don't know about tools like TripleWhale to kind of fill or inquire to try to fill the gap with attribution. And so they're giving up. So I think that's keeping TikTok kind of cheap, is because when people start on TikTok, they give up really fast. But if you're smart and if you're taking this course, and clearly you are, you're going to find other ways to measure attribution and prove that it's a good channel. And also just think about it more holistically. As you're spending more money on TikTok, am I seeing my overall sales decrease? Am I seeing my overall customers decrease? Or even other metrics like email signups, anything that's important to you to drive customers. This is still a very cheap channel to drive it. It's just a little more difficult in terms of traffic tracking. But now it's not difficult because you have Inquire, you have TripleWhale, so you're fine. You have the full stack. And I've scaled clients spending $0 to now spending hundreds of thousands of dollars a month, relying off of this type of data and thinking of it more holistically, as opposed to on TikTok dashboard, it says the 0.5, or on Google Analytics, because you'll never spend on TikTok if you are just looking at it so narrowly.
Totally agree. Yeah, we need like a virtual mic for you right there. That was a wonderful rant. I loved it. Yeah, I mean, get it tattooed on me. That I couldn't agree more. I mean, the way you talk about incremental revenue, all of that, that's big brain energy. That's definitely the path that all the elite media buyers are taking.
Yeah, it's unfortunate in a way that we have, like, I think third-party tools are almost like a necessity to running paid media in this ecosystem. But at the same time, like, you're not going to be able to like continue to scale on these platforms, especially if you're client facing. If your client's looking at
Oh,
the dashboard, they're like, why are we at a 0.5 on TikTok? You need to be able to show the entire picture. And as a brand, you need to understand the entire picture of how
oh,
people come from Facebook to TikTok to Google, how it all plays together. It's not just people are browsing on TikTok and they're going to buy right then. There'll be some people that do, but it's not everyone. And if you're just looking at that, then you're never going to spend any money on any channel. You're going to be like, everything sucks.
I couldn't agree more. And when I get that pushback, it, you don't want to come across snarky, but there's a certain aspect of like, do you want me to get a certain channel ROAS, or do you want me to print you money? Like, what would you care? Do you care if I get an awesome TikTok ROAS, but there's actually no sales in Shopify, or do you care that I have a 0.5 ROAS in TikTok, but I'm just printing you money in your Shopify? Like, the whole point isn't to get that channel metric. The whole point is to make you money. And so I think that can be kind of an opportunity to bring these like site-wide metrics into the client's purview, where it's like, don't even worry about that because that's what you're paying me for. Like, don't even look at these metrics, and you can see like, hey, is my company actually making money from my ad dollars or not? And so I love how you put that. Yeah, I think it's absolutely the path. 100% signed off.
Sweet. Well, thank you for that. I'm so excited that Rob was able to join and show us the capability of TripleWhale. I'm sure every single month it seems like a new cool feature is rolling out, and especially for TikTok. Sounds like TikTok's a channel focus for them to continue to improve on the features that they have, the reporting metrics that they report on, and the attribution. So I know I'm going to continue to be a TripleWhale customer and stay with my clients. Like I said, I think it's the best platform for attribution, the TripleWhale Pixel, and for reporting. And I almost want to call it a required purchase if you're going to be running TikTok ads, just because data is everything, and having that extra data and being able to track it in an easy and efficient way is going to make your life a lot easier, and it's going to help you scale on TikTok.
I love it. Thanks so much for having me, Savannah. Huge fans over here. Keep crushing it. We really appreciate you.